if we'd been living under a rock for the past week, obviously, the world's media has been captivated by the story of the Titan submersible, and its catastrophic implosion on its way down to the Titanic, to sort of check that out. And now, a full disclaimer at the top of the story here: I'm not by any means saying that this is not a tragedy and that it's not something that it warrants all the investigations it needs to, because obviously it would seem that certain precautions and certifications weren't done, and it was like an accident waiting to happen kind of situation. So it is all very serious. And to be honest, Steve, I'm not going to cover this again, because there's about 1,000,000,001 videos. Everyone can go and check out if they want the up to the latest details about what that is. Where I'm losing patience with this, and I think we've alluded to this in previous topics as well, as the media using it as a piece of entertainment narrative to, engage the audience. And where it really sort of was reminded for me was I was watching a clip of former President Obama doing an interview. He's in Athens or something at the moment, doing something to do with promoting democracy or something. There's some sort of convention or conference going on there. And he sat down for an interview, and there was one little bit in the interview where he was talking about the fixation on certain things, and I guess it was done in the tone of he was talking about inequality and that sort of thing, economic inequality in Western democracies. But he kind of then highlighted the Titan submersible story, and was saying that it's interesting that there's this hyper focus by all the media on this particular story, where just the same week, just down, as he said, just down the road from where they were doing the interview, 700 people died in an accident that as they were trying to emigrate over from I can't remember where it was from, into Greece. All those people had died, and he said, yeah, it got a little coverage, but then it was straight back to the submersible. And this is the part where I don't know what how you feel about this, but it's just making me even less enchanted, less engaged, less sympathetic towards the media in general, when they're so obviously like not doing news, they're doing entertainment.
Yeah, I can't say I feel any differently to you, Ben. I mean, uh, look, the sub story is a tragedy. They're real people on there who went down. Whatever you say, they wanted to go and look at the wreck of the Titanic close up. They wanted to do something very exciting. They wanted to do something that hardly anybody can do or ever gets the opportunity to do. It's not really an issue of safety. Maybe it could have been better, but these were adventurers, true adventurers, and maybe not everyone was fully educated on the risks, but they went and did something. It went wrong, and obviously it had tragic consequences. But for that matter, people driving home on the roads may encounter a similar tragedy. You know, and you could be a migrant desperate to get away from, a very difficult situation, and you make a choice, and that ends up tragically as well. I do think that it's always been this way, but I think social media and modern media has really skewed it now. And so, stories like this basically bank on entertainment value. Migrants tragically drowning like that is an all too frequent occurrence that, sort of just warrants a mention purely because of the numbers. And when you've got a situation where no one knows where a sub with 5 people on board is, but you can spin the story that they've got 90 hours and think that that's an angle when really there was no hope of a rescue, even if the sub hadn't imploded. Um, yeah, I I just thought it was very lazy and very simple.
Yeah, and I think the takeaway is that it's it's in this sort of social media driven environment that we're in, that it's for lack of a better term, clickbaitable. So it's easy to go and spread it around. People pick it up in their feeds, and it's sort of easy to digest. Just to obviously they did all the hokey thing. Well, he does have an opinion on it, obviously, because he's in that James Cameron I saw came out and was being interviewed as probably the most high profile, well known sort of deep dive submersible person that probably the wider public knows, and they went straight to him for comment. I thought it was interesting that the clip from Titanic where one of the characters in Submersible literally explains what happens if there's a dent in the glass or something, and it's all over in less than 2 microseconds, and that's actually in the film from '97 that Cameron did himself, and that was kind of explained, and now that's going viral. And again, is it that whole viral nature of it? It's easy to spread around. It's easy to engage. It's kind of I guess I want to just highlight that there's kind of that sort of cynical engagement kind of thing that's happening, and you throw in the algorithm as well, and all of that sort of thing, and then you get, is this what, I guess what I'm asking is this is what is passing for news now?
Well, I actually think the algorithm drives it. I'm not even sure if people really engage with the topics, but when it's the only topic, or the topic continually appears in your feed, if it shows up 5 times, you're bound to click on it once. You know, at least you're going to want to know, well, what is this story, and try and find some information. And as soon as you do, you're one of the billion, and that's what pushes this then to the top. It's outrageous. I mean, I think, with everyone worried about AI, I think this is actually the area that the algorithms that are running media now are just, they're out of control.